Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy during a working visit to the war zone of Donbas on April 8. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy was scheduled to meet with French counterpart Emmanuel Macron in Paris on April 16 to discuss Russia's massive troop buildup on Ukraine's state borders. The official visit comes just days after Ukrainian Defense Minister Andriy Taran announced that Russia will by April 20 have 110,000 soldiers deployed near the country's border, less than a week after the Ukrainian president visited Istanbul for talks on the security situation with Turkish counterpart Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Both presidents signed a 20-point declaration, which included calls to end the illegitimate annexation of Crimea, a former Ottoman dominion that is home to the Muslim Tatars, by the Russian Federation, and the de-occupation of the Donbas, where forces Russia commands, controls, supplies and fights besides, has waged a war since April 2014. More than 14,000 people have been killed in the war, with the latest mortal casualty taking place on April 13 when 40-year-old Oleksiy Mamchiy of the 10th Mountain Assault Brigade was killed near the town of Mayorsk in the Donetsk region. Russia for weeks has amassed significant ground, air and maritime forces to Ukraine's south and Crimea, as well as in the east and north. An additional force of 35,000 military personnel is estimated in the occupied parts of the easternmost Luhansk and Donetsk regions and 40,000 in the Crimean Peninsula. Ukraine's military intelligence said air support for the deployed troops is provided by about 350 aircraft and up to 250 helicopters. From sea, a fleet of 40 warships, boats and 2 submarines provide additional support. Turkey has in addition supported Kyiv's ambitions to join NATO, of which Ankara is a member. Ukraine produces engines for the Turkey's armed Bayraktar TB2 drones. Ukraine purchased 12 of the unmanned aviation vehicles in 2018 and is seeking to acquire up to 50 more. Turkey strongly defends the unity and sovereignty of Ukraine, Mr. Erdogan said in Istanbul after talks. The current crisis in the east of Ukraine around Donbas should be resolved using peaceful and diplomatic ways. Open-source media sleuths have identified a new Russian military camp in Voronezh Oblast, where Iskander ballistic missiles were spotted. Those missiles have an operational range of 500 kilometers. There are indeed field hospitals, signals units, electronic warfare, air defense, MTO combat service support units, involved. Michael Kaufman, a senior fellow at the Washington-based Center for New American Security, tweeted. It appears to be a coercive demonstration, but the chance that it is not remains significant. It is too early and overly optimistic to assume the situation will de-escalate. After Mr. Zelenskyy's visit to Istanbul, Russia on April 15 imposed a 6-week suspension of tourist flights to Turkey, causing 533,200 booked flight cancellations, the Russian Association of Tour Operators stated. Last year, 2.1 million Russians visited Turkey, in addition to around 1 million Ukrainians, Ukraine Business News reported.